What's up, everybody? I'm back with the video. Give you the results of the game. Alabama won 41-34. Um, I gotta take my hat off to Georgia, man. Got grit, man. They came all the way back, and I ain't gonna lie, they had us scared, man. There at the end, Carson Beck had a good game. Both teams, man. These are the two best teams in the country. Might be the two best teams in the country. Um, Really, really good game. I kind of lost for words, but Alabama rallied back, got the victory. I'm gonna just read off the stats and pull them up for you guys. Really, really good game, uh, back and forth. Two juggernauts going at each other. Um, yeah, Georgia ended the game with 400. No, I'm sorry, 519 yards. Like I said, really, really good offense. Uh, they put some plays together. You got to give credit to Carson Beck, man. That guy threw for 439 yards with three touchdowns, but he had three interceptions in his matchup. I think that was the determining factor. Turned the ball over a couple times, but you got to give credit. Despite those three turnovers, Georgia almost won this game, and that's still scary to think about. Trevor Etienne, he had 55 yards on the ground, got a touchdown. Arian Smith got a touchdown. He had 132 yards. He had a really, really good day receiving. Jalen Miro finished the game with 374 yards with two touchdowns, one interception. Jalen Miro also had 117 yards on the ground, two touchdowns. Just a very, very hard player to defend, man. Take my hat off to Jalen Miro, man. He's a difference maker in this offense, man. One thing I can say, the Alabama offense kind of stuttered in the second half. I don't know if it was some of the play call was kind of questionable, but you got to give Georgia credit, man. Like I said, Kirby Smart made some adjustments, and you noticed that Jalen Miro couldn't really run as effective as he did in the first half. So I knew this was going to be a tight game. I said it was going to be tight, but I didn't expect both teams to put up this much points on each other. So the offenses had a really, really good day on both teams. Ryan Williams, man, this guy, I mean, he's a beast. He had 177 yards receiving with one touchdown, man. We got that touchdown at the end, and that's what sealed it for Alabama. The Alabama defense got back on the field, and they held Georgia, man. It was a nail biter for sure. But like I said, Georgia had four turnovers. That was the name of the game. Georgia had four turnovers. Alabama only had that one uh, that the tight end dropped, when Jalen Miro passed the ball to him. So, like I said, it seems like the offense just stumbled in the second half. Just a tale of two halves. Alabama was dominant offensively in the first half. Second half, Georgia was dominant in the second half. They made the adjustment. So Georgia had the ball for 27 minutes and 26 seconds. Alabama had the ball for 32 minutes and 34 seconds. So even matchup, man. And here's another stat that jumps out to me. Georgia on fourth down was 5 for 5. So Alabama defense couldn't get Georgia off the field, man. That's something they got to clean up going forward. Uh, Georgia was able to move the ball down the field very, very effectively. So that's something that Alabama has to get cleaned up, man. But Georgia was definitely in this game. On third down, Georgia went 3rd for 15, so they wasn't successful on third down. But when they actually went for it on fourth down, they was 5 for 5. So you got to give credit to Georgia, man. On the other hand, Alabama on third down, they was 3 for 11, so they wasn't successful. And they only went for it. They went 1 and 2 on fourth down. So, like I said, Georgia got 519 total yards of offense. Alabama got 547. So, like I said, both teams did really, really well. Passing, Georgia got 439 passing yards. Like I said, they was hitting those receivers really, really well. Alabama got 374 passing. Rushing, Georgia only rushed for 80 yards. So Alabama rush defense did a pretty good job of stopping the run. It's just the pass. They got to get better at the pass. And on the other hand, Alabama got 173 yards on the ground rushing. So I think that was the key, man. Whoever was going to be able to run the ball was going to, be the determining factor. And you got to give credit to Jalen Miro in that sense. In the first half, he was able to rack up those yards, rushing. But, classic game, man. Very, very classic game. The Georgia Bulldogs are not out of it. There's still more football to play going forward. Um, y'all definitely came back, and y'all definitely still one of the best teams in the country. So don't hold your head down. You guys was in position to win this game. Alabama, I'm proud of my Tide. We fought. I knew going in this matchup that this was going to be a huge test. And I'm not knocking the other teams that we played, but Georgia was, tested coming into this matchup, and they showed the grit. But this is a huge victory for Alabama. And Jalen Miro did something that's only been done once, if I'm not mistaken. I think the only quarterback that beat Georgia, that beat, let me see, I might be saying this wrong. Yeah, the only quarterback to beat Georgia twice was Joe Burrow. And I think that happened back in 2018. I think LSU hosted Georgia at home. They beat him. Then he beat them in 2019. So Jalen Miro is in company with Joe Burrow, the only quarterback that beat Kirby Smart team twice. So uh, that's a big accomplishment, man. Very, very big accomplishment. But this probably not the end. These two teams might match up again later on in the season, or maybe in the playoffs. Georgia is definitely one of the best teams in the country, as well as Alabama. So, good game. It's almost like a playoff game, but good early treat for college football. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll Tide.